Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello. And it is Tuesday. It is the 12th of January, and it's the new moon. I'll be doing my virtual red tent thing tonight, hopefully with a few of you. And for that, I hope we have a good card from our DaVinci Tarot deck that we are still reading from. And hopefully it'll be something positive. I've been getting a lot of weird cards out of this lately, so let's hope for a good card for this Tuesday. So without further ado, let's see what card we have. All right, we have a very good card, a very opposite of the day kind of card, but good card. Instead of dealing with the moon, we are dealing with the sun. So this card did come out upright, and it is kind of sticking to a lot of the more basic themes of the more typical sun card. And it does have two children on there instead of just the one who's usually riding like a horse or running through a field. But there are the two children, and they are sitting there, and they are very loving to one another. They kind of remind me of my cats that like clean each other and to show affection. They don't really have any boundaries yet. They don't know. They're like, oh, I like you, so I will come in contact with you, and that's what we're gonna do. And everything is very innocent and free. And we do have a very large depiction of the sun in the background. It's not as big as it is in a more typical card, but it's there. So it makes it pretty easy to see that this is what the card represents, even if you don't read any of the languages that are on here, which, I suppose there's only like 6 languages on here, so it could be possible. Anyway, the card does depict kind of this vast open field, a very serene lake or possibly a pond in the background, and it's just a very appealing image. And what I like about this is it does capture the innocence and serenity and peace of the card as its more traditional representation depicts as well. There's not the energy to it, though, that like the usual sun card has, because like I said, the child is usually like running through the field or riding a horse through the field, so it's very energetic. It's very kind of flamboyant, whereas this is a little more calm, peaceful, and like this is just the way it is. It's very innocent. And while the babies are like in an act, they're moving, you can sense movement in their pose, but yet it's a very docile and a very kind of benign movement. They're not full of energy. They're just sort of like, hi, you're a baby and I'm a baby, and that's great. And they're still sitting there, and it's very calm, and I feel like it's something that you kind of happened upon, where like these two little children, instead of being burst into by the baby that's usually on the cards who's riding this horse, and you could be just sitting in this empty field and there's this baby riding in. This is getting very random. Anyway, I'm having a very random day. It's just the way it is. But in any case, I do feel like the point I'm trying to make is that it's a very calm version of the sun versus the usual more energetic versions, where the symbolism is that the sun is energy. It is youth and vitality as much as it is innocence and serenity. So this is interesting to me because it doesn't really have that vitality to it. It doesn't have that urgency of energy and kind of the bubbling over of youth. It's more the innocent exploration that youth is. So I like this in the sense of I don't think I've ever seen a more calm depiction of the sun. And I like that, especially for today, where really it's a new moon. We're supposed to be kind of in a calm space. But I will say that otherwise, it does depict all of the other things in the symbology and the meaning of a more traditional card, which is innocence and tranquility and peace and all of those things. So again, it's got me as to where these cherubs are from. They could be from anything. There's a lot of cherubs in Da Vinci art. There's a lot of cherubs in Renaissance art, period. So these don't even have to be Da Vinci's cherubs, really. I know that they are because of the deck, but yet they don't have to be. They're just cherubs. It's okay. Cherub babies. It's all right. All right, so let's see what the exploration questions are on this, and then I'll maybe go into a little bit more. But I do like that card. It's also like the most muted colored sun card I've ever seen. All right, so the sun is, okay, the question it asks is, how can I preserve peace and prosperity by taking right action right now? What ultimate result will my current actions bring about? And how can I avoid becoming blinded by the bright light of my own achievements? I like that last one better than any of the other ones because I do think that that embodies more of what the sun represents, is not being blinded by your own light, your own energy, and your own innocence and naivete. Because yes, see, that's what I was looking for. Anyway, the idea of the sun card being representative of innocence and all that stuff, but also on the flip side, which by the way, it did come up upright, but if it comes up inverted, it's sort of like being lost in that innocence and kind of getting sucked into your own dream space or your own headspace or your own self-centeredness, because again, the earth is center of our little solar system, and you can get kind of warped into thinking like this is the world revolves around me, and so if I don't understand it's not meant to be understood, and that's just all there is. And we all know that that's not the case, but we can get wrapped up into that. So I like that as one of the exploration questions, but also I like that this card kind of does depict that as well, of like these two babies are kind of absorbed in paying attention to each other and not really the world around them. So pay attention to the world around you, enjoy the light, enjoy that prosperity of the moment. But time is kind of fleeting and moments are fleeting, and embrace what you can, but also always look for ways to continue to enlighten yourself and not remain ignorant, even though you may be still innocent. So, both of those things. And I really do like this card for the new moon because I think it's a very reflective card. I don't mean to make that pun about reflecting the sun on the moon, but I am. But that's just the way it is. And I like the two little cherubs in there. I'll have to look up where they're from. And yet another one that I'm not as familiar with. So, and it could be just because they're out of context. Either way, this is a good card for a Tuesday and to push us through the week and see where we're going next. And until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and I will see you tomorrow.